Ms. Alsobrooks.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Chair, for hosting this hearing. I want to thank Ranking Member Gillibrand, and to each of our witnesses. Thank you so much for being here today. What we know is elder abuse is a silent crisis, and it impacts millions of older Americans, many of whom suffer in isolation and without recourse. Whether it's financial exploitation, physical or emotional abuse, or neglect in care facilities, our seniors are still falling through the cracks and are vulnerable to mistreatment. I, like probably many of the people who are here, I'm a part of the sandwich generation, which means that I am raising both a college-age daughter while also supporting my aging parents. And I, like many families, I'm very concerned about my parents as they age, whether they will be safe and secure. And as we talk about this particular issue of elder abuse, is one I dealt with firsthand as a former prosecutor, as the elected prosecutor. I can tell you that I have many, many personal experiences, not just my constituents, but family members. Many of the scams involving grandparents who receive a phone call that a grandchild is being held somewhere, and that the grandparent has to rush thousands of dollars someplace to have the grandchild released. Well, these are calls that I've received. And I just worry that this issue is even more urgent for families who are living paycheck to paycheck. We know so many of our seniors who have more love left in their houses than they have money. And these are the very people who have been targeted. Just last week in my own home state of Maryland, I visited a senior facility with about 150 seniors, and this was the number one issue, was financial exploitation and their concern about it. So I have a question, because what we know is the current administration, in light of all we know, has unfortunately proposed a dangerous plan to dismantle the Administration for Community Living, eliminating one of the few federal agencies that is solely dedicated to protecting the rights and well-being of older adults. These efforts are a part of a broader, disturbing pattern from this administration, which is to fire thousands of federal workers, gutting regional HHS offices, and walking away from our commitment to protect seniors in vulnerable communities. So the first question I have is for Ms. Murado. The Trump administration has proposed eliminating the Administration for Community Living and redistributing its core responsibilities across HHS. In Maryland, these programs serve as a lifeline for underserved communities, especially older Americans and adults of color who face systemic inequities in long-term care access. So approximately 40% of the staff at the Administration for Community Living received layoff notices from DOGE, many of whom are subject matter experts with deep knowledge of elder justice policy and enforcement. So what will gutting the very subject matter experts who have the institutional knowledge of elder justice programs mean for the future of elder justice enforcement in our country?
I think the biggest thing is losing that historical knowledge, and hopefully not stopping the resources that are needed by losing that historical knowledge, that information that they store. So I think that would be the biggest obstacle, is that historical knowledge being gone and the dismantling of it.
Be hard to replace.
Yeah.
Now, during COVID-19, during the pandemic, Congress provided $100 million in emergency funding for elder justice initiatives, including adult protective services and prevention efforts. So I wonder whether anyone on the panel might be able to provide an answer about what lessons you think we may have learned from the pandemic and that investment, and what we risk losing if elder justice programming is deprioritized in future budgets.
I'd be happy to respond, Senator. So as we have an aging population, and we are all here talking about the concerns about elder abuse, dismantling ACL, not providing adequate funding for these elder justice programs really would put us at a disadvantage in being able to not only prevent, but respond to the elder abuse that we're all talking about today, including exploitation. These programs are critical, life-saving tools in order to help not only prevent, but to support people who've been victimized by elder abuse and exploitation. And by defunding or not providing the necessary resources that are needed in order to provide the adequate supports for our growing older population really provides a disservice, both to them that are currently experiencing it today, and frankly to all of us, as we are all going to age and we're going to need these services too at some point. So putting the investment into the programs, helping to coordinate the responses of the programs and the collaborative efforts of all of the programs we've been talking about today will make us all stronger as a nation.
Thank you. Yield. Thank you.